Now, with the 2023 general elections drawing nearer and with just about less than 100 days to the general elections, political parties are pushing their candidates while the candidates are also campaigning. Now, interestingly, the voters are also looking at ways where they can pick the favorable or the best candidate. Now, here on this platform, we look at it all. This is VR TV. My name is Philip Sliven, and the program Talk Politics starts now. Hello and welcome again. Welcome to Talk Politics here on Viewer Television. Now, on this platform, we look at everything that has to do with politics in Nigeria and, of course, beyond. Here to look at what is happening for today, we have Mr. Peter Alexander, an aspirant for the seat of the Adamawa State House of Assembly here in the studio. That is from the People's Redemption Party, and we'll be looking at what he has to offer and, of course, Nigeria's democracy in general. Very welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, now, first and foremost, let's look at democracy in Nigeria as a whole. What do you think about Nigeria's democracy? Do you think we're getting there, or do you think we're there, or do you think we've not even started yet?
Yeah, right from inception of democracy in 1999, when Obasanjo and Atiku came on board, and the country was shattered, there was nothing on ground, there was no good thing that was to write home about. And when they came on board and they decided to come and implement some of their manifestos, most especially what the PDP came with it that time, in order to revamp the nation economy, to boost the nation economy. And I think they tried. Right from that inception, they tried. Obasanjo and Atiku came a long way to make Nigeria a great place to be. And also when Yar'Adua came on board, Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan, they came on board with 7-point agenda. And 7-point agenda would have worked very well, even though we lost the Yar'Adua in the cool hands of death. So, but Goodluck carried on with it, and we saw so many what we call turnaround, major turnaround, so many improvement in the corridor of the government and the corridor of power, most especially when you go to state capitals, federal capital territory, and there were so many policies that came with it, and those policies, I think, it worked.
Okay. So if I'm to ask you whether the military is better than democracy that we're enjoying now, you think the military, or you think democracy is better than military?
That's a good question. In politics or in political science, they say the worst civilian government is better than the best military government.
Okay.
So I think democracy has come to stay, even though we came as a we came with nascent democracy. We are experiencing some of the setbacks. You know, there must be challenges. But I think democracy is better.
But there are some things that were not happening during the military regime that are currently happening that you wonder, why is it even happening? You still think, like, if, let's say, we give the military a chance, don't you think it might be better than what is now?
Giving the military a chance is a major setback to us because democracy has come to stay.
Okay.
Because some of these things happen because of the flexibility of the nature of democracy, democratic government. That is why some of these things are happening. People have their opinions, people must speak their voice, people must fight for their right, and all these things came as a result of defending themselves most of the time. And some came as a result of greed. Some came as a result of violence in our own society.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now let's look at the polls that recently happened from the southern part of Nigeria. Now, do you think that poll was free, fair, and how optimistic are you of whatever situation that was, whether it's free, whether it's not fair, that it might be repeated in the coming 2023 elections?
The poll in the south was very okay. I think it was a good one. INEC has shown to us that in 2023, at least a common man will have the vote of the common man will speak for him.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's a good one. It's a good one there because APC would have won the election if there were irregularities.
What makes you think APC would have won the election?
Because if by manipulation, but because INEC has not given that room for manipulation, and the writing was done, and I think it was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would say that was free and fair.
That was free and fair.
Okay, now let's turn it around from the south to the north. Now, usually politics is considered as a game of numbers, where the majority usually wins, and that is how it's supposed to be.
Precisely.
But regardless, with what's happening in Nigeria, where insecurity is affecting, let me say, the majorly the northern part of Nigeria, do you think it is possible that we'll still have that thing of the north having the highest number and still having the final say in this coming 2023 elections?
I can see impossibilities.
Okay.
From all indication, because the issue of Zamfara State, Katsina, all these banditry, kidnappings here in Kaduna, and let's look at let's put Borno into consideration also. Issue of Boko Haram.
Yes.
So if you look at all this, at least it will undermine the number, the voting number, or the number of votes that will come out from these places or from the north. And there are so many things that are happening, most especially within those areas that cannot permit the INEC to conduct a good election. Yes. So if at all these things are not being controlled, it will affect the election generally in the north, and by so the north will not come out with any genuine result.
They might not have the number that they used to have before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, our dear listeners, this is Still Talk Politics, and we are together with Mr. Peter Alexander, an aspirant for the Adamawa State House of Assembly seat with the People's Redemption Party. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll get more from him.
For over 2 years now, thousands of Nigerians and citizens of the world have tuned to viewer television for accurate and reliable reporting that has made the News Live one of the most trusted news programs on television. News Live is viewer television primetime news. We link to the best sources from around the world, source for news stories, deliver on the hour, and we provide in-depth news. My day in the newsroom is a little bit taxing, from sourcing for stories, getting reports from reporters, packaging reports, linking with correspondents, casting the news, creating interviews on subject matters. It's a whole lot, but as a journalist, I ensure timely delivery. My name is Joy Malik. I'm a news anchor and news producer here on Viewer Television.
Hello, if you are just joining us, this is Talk Politics, and we have been talking about democracy in Nigeria, of course, the coming 2023 general elections, and we have Mr. Peter Alexander here in the studio, an aspirant with the People's Redemption Party, hoping to clinch the seat of the Adamawa State House of Assembly ticket. That's for the Leko and Koma constituency. That's from Jada local government. Now, moving forward. Now, as I just stated, you are vying for the seat of the House of Assembly. That's for the Leko Koma constituency. That's from Jada local government.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that Jada local government is the hometown to the former vice president and, of course, the presidential aspirant of the People's Democratic Party. Now, this is another thing for him and, of course, his party, that's PDP, to allow another party to win in his hometown. What is that thing that you think you are selling, that you think, okay, you have an edge over the PDP and, of course, Atiku and his party?
Seriously, this is a very good question. I would like to address this question this way.
Okay.
You see, People Redemption Party came with some principles that the principles are sellable and buyable by voters.
Okay.
Especially the issue of total liberation from imperialism. And we have also issues like genuine federalism. This last point, I will bang on it, the issue of total liberation from imperialism. Because if you look at PDP government, in some point, they were like dictating everything, imposing candidate, even though it's a wrong candidate, even though the candidate will not perform, they were imposing them.
Isn't that what is applicable to every political party? Like, regardless of who the candidate is, they just want their party to win. Why is it different with PDP?
PDP, the issue of PDP is different because I think most of these people must have enjoyed the power. That is why they want to be there at all time.
Okay.
Yes, most especially in the PDP. And if you look at the kind of candidate they are presenting, the candidate will not take anything home, will not defend the interests of the people. Most of the time you find out that they push a candidate who will only defend his godfather's interest or his own interest at the detriment of the people. So that is why I think we are coming in that aspect.
Okay, how?
Yes. We are coming in to salvage the people, to redeem the people. Yes, we are coming to redeem the people from all this mess. I will call it mess. Because if you go to our area, you find out that things that you are expecting to see there in terms of development, you will not see anything tangible. You don't see anything tangible. So that
Since inception of democracy
to date. Let me tell you, maybe you know Kojoli. From Kojoli to Koma, there's no even tar road there. Yes, no tar road. People are battling with issue of even potable drinking water, battling with issue of clinics. These are supposed to be foregone issues by now. But we are still looking back onto those things. Because of what? Because of dictatorship. Because of imposition. You impose the wrong person upon the people. And at the end of the day, the person will not even go to the House of Assembly to enact laws that will favor the people or the masses. So that's why I'm saying PRP has come to change the narrative.
Now, aside the case of, you made mention of good roads, water, and some basic amenities that it's what they deserve. What other things what other thing is the PRP selling that is more juicier than what, let's say, APC or PDP is selling? What is different that you and your platform are offering to the people that is far different from what PDP and, of course, APC are offering?
People-oriented government, people-oriented leadership. People will determine the force of the government. That's what is going to happen if we are being voted into power.
Okay.
Yes. So we are going to make sure that we turn or we change the situation around those areas that we are representing, or I'm representing.
Okay.
Yes. Most especially, there are difficulties. You know, even though as a lawmaker, you are not an executive, but sometimes I think they used to give a stipend from the state account.
Offer, yes.
That's what they call, is it constituency project allowance. And this one is also to alleviate their sufferings. You take it home to the people, decide what they will do with it, then you implement. Okay. Yes.
All right. Now, I've wanted to ask you this question since, but regardless, let me just put it out. Why did you go for PRP? Why not PDP? Why not APC? Why not any of the major political parties?
I've been in PDP in 2003. I was in PDP to 2007.
Okay.
And even last year, this year, I was in APC. But I look at the way they are running the government as if they are not running for Nigerians or for our people or for Adamawa State. If you look at the way they are doing their things,
okay,
what the two parties is just party interests or individuals' interests that they are pursuing. Their goals are not to achieve what people need to be achieved. That's why I decided to pick PRP and come from there, so that I'll not be undermined by all these people or big wigs that dictate things. Because at the end of the day, if you pick a form or a ticket from PDP or APC, how you find out that godfathers will be manipulating you. Godfathers will be controlling you. All your affairs, you must report to them. Oh, okay, this is what I want to do. Do you think it's right? This, he may even cancel it. No.
And you say that is not possible with PRP.
That's not possible. PRP.
There's no godfatherism in that.
No godfatherism. These people, if you just look at the way PRP was created or came in from 1978 under supporters of Malam Aminu Kano. If you look at their agenda, is to liberate people. Is to liberate people. That is why the whole thing is plain. Is to liberate people. That's their target. It's not that to impose suffering upon people. Yes.
Okay. Now, well, you've said a lot. Now let's look at your personal, shall I say, achievements that you think, okay, the people should consider you've done so far, and hopefully that will warrant you winning the ticket or the seat for the House of Assembly.
To be sincere, when I picked this ticket, I went around mobilizing people,
okay,
from house to house, canvassing for their vote, even though it's not all the houses that I could go, but the influential people that have a say in that very society, I went around their houses, I consulted them, discussed with them, I opened up to them, this is what I intend to do, these are my proposals, and they were all happy. And they look at it. If this person is being given this opportunity, he may deliver something from that end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have reached to a certain level. But before we go, I don't know if you have a word or two, maybe something that you missed that you want to add to what you said before we wrap up for today.
Yes, I want to add to the present things that that is about to happen, or the future thing that is about to happen in 2023. I'm happy with the Electoral Act that has been implemented.
Yes.
Yes, I'm happy with the Electoral Act. The Electoral Act has given a common man a hope of winning election, a hope of deterring people from rigging the election, even though you win. And also, I'm happy with the court, the judiciary, is also answering the call of a common man. Okay. Anything you do that is not clear at the electoral process, you will be called upon and you answer your questions. And at the end of the day, you see the result. So I believe come 2023, it will be a different issue again, entirely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter.
Thank you.
Well, that was Mr. Peter Alexander, an aspirant for the seat of the House of Assembly, Adamawa State, with the People's Redemption Party. Well, this is how far we can go on Talk Politics. Remember, this is where we look at politics and any other thing that has to do with politics in Nigeria. Well, from my angle, my name is Philip Slevin. Do have a lovely day.